Hello and welcome everyone, this is Wallace. Okay, I'm going to be honest, fuck, okay, no, I'm going to leave this in. I'm leaving this in. This is like the 20th time for me to record this intro, and I'm going to just upload it as is. This is going to be a different video from the rest. I'm not going to cut it, I'm going to upload it as is. Everything is going to be in there. I hope you can understand it, please. This is going to be full of problems, mistakes, misspells. I hope you can forgive me for that. But without further ado, I've already taken a look at what's going to be coming in the next season, spring 2021, and it's already looking nice, really nice. Not as good as the previous season, the current one, because the continuations and the new shows are not as sought after as the current one, but it's gonna be amusing and entertaining nonetheless. So, without further ado, there are these red shows that I'm going to be skipping. I'm going to give a little brief explanation why I'm going to do that, and I hope you can understand it. The next show, the green ones, are the ones that I'm going to be absolutely watching, no matter what happens, and the yellow ones are the ones I'm a little unsure about. I know that they are worth starting watching, so I'm going to be watching the first few episodes of them, at the very least, and then decide if they are worth watching the whole season. So, One Piece, I'm skipping over that, I explained in the previous video. I hope people are watching and waiting for the 1000th episode. This is going to be a really good, a great number for any anime show that to live. It's really nice. I give a thumbs up for it. Kuma desu ga nanika. It's a show that that's currently running. I like it. I like it really much. For what an isekai can offer, this is starting really nice. It really does an immediate res into the story, where the main character is just okay. Actually, it's starting pretty much in the earlier times, but we can already see what's going to happen in the later times from the opening, as the main character basically evolves. If you're not going to watch it, I mean, I can understand it. It's a CG spider that's going to be running around in a dungeon, killing everything else that she sees. It's not the show for everybody, but as every show like this that can live for 24 episodes right off the bat, it's going to be a great show. So, tip for everybody else: if you can see that it already has a contract of airing 2 seasons, it's going to be worth watching. There's something in that second season that made the studio decide that yes, this is going to be animated. So yes, please everybody, don't judge a book by its cover. Next up, Boku no Hero Academia 5th season. Okay, I don't know if people are still watching the show. I'm still watching it, but it's very low on the priority list. The show is alright. It's a good show. I'm not saying it's bad. There are a lot of new characters already introduced and continuously being introduced. It's nice. It has a good mix of old and new parts. Deku is being less annoying than he was in the beginning. I'm not really sure. I'm just liking the bad characters. Honestly, the antagonists of the show are much better. Now there's Seven Deadly Sins. I already explained it. I don't really want to talk about it. I don't like the animation style and the character. The animation was lacking a bit in the previous seasons, but I hope they're doing much better now. At least I haven't heard anything blowing up recently. Next up, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord's continuation. It's an ecchi harem anime. People who have already seen the first season are going to be watching the second season, and those people who have dropped it may have a reason to catch back on it, because I'm liking it. I'm going to keep watching it. Next up, 3 animes that I'm skipping. Boruto, yeah. I don't say I haven't started watching it, because yes, I did, but that was like 3 years ago, maybe. I already dropped it like 1.5 years ago, so yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Slime anime. This is, I think, a recap, so I'm not going to watch it. Unless it is an actual show, then yes, I'm going to be watching it. So, Ijiranai Nagatoro-san. It's a great show. I believe it's going to be nice. The character designs are great. The first episode, as you can see, it's going to be very well animated and there are going to be a lot of effects on it, so I believe it looks like a poorly drawn anime, but the production value is going to be high on this one. Other than that, the story is about a girl who is just annoys his senpai, basically, but also likes him, so it's not like Uzaki-chan from the previous seasons. The girl is much more aggressive. So I hope that's going to be a good reason for the show being much more enjoyable than the previous one. There was already an announcement for this anime before the COVID. This has been in production for a long time now. Then the next one, Shaman King Remake. People who have seen or haven't seen the anime, I hope going to be watching it. Everybody should watch it. It's a great show. It's a really nice story. I believe the original lasted for like 72 episodes maybe, somewhat like that. I don't know if they are going to be adapting the whole show, but it says that they are going to be doing this, but I really doubt that it's going to be coming out right after one another. So there's going to be most likely gaps between the seasons. Just like, and I'm now jumping ahead, Fruits Basket, that I'm going to be watching. It's the final season, it's gonna be ending. Hell yeah! I haven't seen the Fruits Basket anime, so this is going to be all new for me. It's really nice, it's a very good slice of life anime, with a little bit of supernatural into it. I mean, everybody already seen the first episodes at least, so they know what the story can be about. I'm not sure how it's gonna end. I hope it's gonna be very interesting, and I don't think it's going to be ending the way I want it to be. I want a little bit more cruel side of the show to be presented in the story. So I don't know. It's just me. Next up is Slime Toshita. I have no idea how to say 300 nan. Shiranai uchi ni level max ni natemashita. Okay, so now that I butchered that name, this is a show about a woman who has been reincarnated in another world. Yeah, this is a powerhouse isekai anime, but this time the main character is a woman, and she just does whatever she wants and lives a comfy life. And it's a comedy fantasy anime, so I hope it's not gonna be revolving too much around action, more so around how she takes care of the people around her. It doesn't look bad, honestly. The animation, the character design, it's all nice. And I hope it's gonna be a worthwhile show. At least, this is going to be an easy watch for everybody. So that's all the more reason to watch the show. Next up is Fumetsu no Anatae. This show has been in the making for a long time now. Very much a hard to grasp story. I'm not really sure what is it going to be about, but there are a lot of secrets and supernatural things and powers being hinted at. I think this is going to be really underrated show. The story is going to be going a little bit slowly. I mean, I can only talk from the preview of it. I'm not sure how it's all gonna end. But this is going to be worth checking out at the very least. It's been in the making for a year, so the studio had a great deal of making the show and making sure that it's going to be presented well. I hope it's going to be nice. Next up is I'm not really going to speak too much about it. This can be good, this can be bad, I'm not sure. Next up, now this one. It's a drama romance. Hige wo soshite Joshiko sei wo hiro. Basically, who asks to be taken... how do I say this? Okay, so basically she offers herself for this guy who has been dumped by the woman she loves. And they're starting to just live together. A normal working guy and a high school student. Now this on paper sounds awful, but shows like this offer a lot of character interactions and a lot of character development for both parties when they try to help each other for how bad of a situation they are in. So I really hope this show is going to be turning out not as a laughingstock, but more of a interesting show with a little bit of joke material on it. I mean, honestly though, these shows are just very much tailored for the people nowadays. Next up, Eden's Zero is made by the author of Fairy Tail. So, as you can see, the designs and the characters are very much the same as in Fairy Tail. Next up is Osana Najimi ga Zettai ni Makenai Love Comedy. Okay, so basically it's in the title. As you can see, this is just another rom-com, and I'm going to be eating this up because I love this shit. But also this show is just, well, full of tropes that I've already seen. Okay, this is gonna be nice. Cool stuff, cool stuff. Looks nice. Usually the studio makes cute girls doing cute stuff shows, but they already made they have a little team who makes shows like this. Like they made Yesterday Utatte. Well, a slice of life show, but it was really much down to earth. So they are making use of a lot of good and quality materials. But next up, Zombieland Saga. Man, Zombieland Saga. This is a great show. Everybody knows it. Everybody heard of it at the very least. The OSTs are amazing. I hope everybody's going to be watching it. This is just something that you must watch. And it's made by Mappa. Like, come on. An idol show. Well, an idol parody show made by Mappa. Just watch it. It's amazing. Yokoko no Moriarty second season. This is basically the casual Sherlock Holmes anime, but the main character this time is Moriarty, the criminal mastermind, and we take a look at the world from his perspective. This is the second season. The first season was very nice. It was very well made, and it was really interesting. It's not an anime-ish anime. It's more so for the people who are interested in the Sherlock Holmes story. It's taken on the more novel-like stories and whatever happened in them. I don't want to say anything about it. It's a good detective anime, to say the least. It's very nice. Yes, Fruits Basket, I already talked about it. Megalobox, I haven't started watching the show, so I'm not going to start watching the second season right now. Next up, Tokyo Revengers. Next up is 86. This anime I don't think is going to be worth watching just for the sake of its being an post-apocalyptic world where people are fighting with robots. But there's just one... Okay, there are two things why I believe that this is going to be at least worth start watching. The first reason is that it's made by A1 Pictures. It's amazing, it has a good track record. I mean, you can just check it. The other thing why I believe this is going to be a good show is not only that it's made by A1 Pictures, but this Sabano Hiroyuki music. I mean, any show can be great, or anything that you watch can be great with Sabano Hiroyuki. It's like the two steps from hell of Japan. It's just unbelievably amazing. So, yes. Well, do I really have to say this? Fucking light novel titles. Kyokyo Shinkai shita full dive RPG ga gaijitsu yorimo kusoge dattara. Okay? I said it. Yeah, this show is about... this is a regular fantasy show, but it's given the obvious explanation that it's a game, so everybody knows how it works. It is what it is. I have no idea who this studio is, by the way, so let me just look at it real quick. Okay, they made Uzaki-chan. And this Hatage. Okay, I mean, a new studio, but they are doing quite well for themselves. Next up, Seijo no Mario wa Marioku wa Manno desu. Okay, I'm not going to be getting anywhere good at this. Light novel adaptation from Diomedea. Okay, this is a good-looking show. So basically, it's another isekai, and essentially, there was a summoning where two people got summoned. One of them became a saint and did all the heroic things and everything amazing. And there is this girl, the protagonist, who could just live however they wanted. And they became a researcher, and she just tried to help people as a doctor, essentially, in this fantasy world. So, for the simple reason, I don't think I'm going to be watching it, that it's a reverse harem. It's basically for the main character woman to be surrounded with these amazing looking guys. Other than this, the show looks quite serious for what it could be. So I really hope it's going to be something worth watching. Okay, next one is this Koeto Yubu ni wa Kimochibari. I think so, yeah. Basically, it's about the normal guy who's falling for a high school girl. Now, this is the difference between the previous show, this show, Yevosoru, that they're not going to be living together, but basically, this girl is the friend of the guy's sister. Sorry, what was the text for this one? Yeah, it's comedy romance. It's a rom-com, so I'm going to be watching this. This is going to be an amazing show, and I'm going to be loving this. I don't think people are going to be loving this, but I'm all for it. Next up, I have no idea who's watching Dragon Quest. Mars Red. This is a... I wanted to show a bit of it. I'm going to show a little bit of it. But it's basically a show about vampires and a supposedly war scenario that is... it's just not cutting it. It doesn't look... This is just looking distant. Next up, Shadow House. It's by Cloverworks. This is going to be the show of the season that nobody knows what to do with, because essentially what the story is about is that there is this mansion that's employing dolls as servants, and the rules of the mansion are these shadow figures. These, like, okay, I have no idea what's going to be the show about, but this is supposedly a slice of life of this girl, since there is a very high possibility of the show going very, very dark. I'm going to start watching it, and I'm hoping this is going to be something great. It seems somewhat like Spirited Away, in a sense. It gives off that vibe. And I'm just amazed that there can be shows like this. Like, look at it. This is great. Next up, Back Arrow. It's supposedly an ongoing show, but it's a mecha, and it's one of the better looking mechas out there, I'm gonna say that. Still, not enough people are watching it, and it doesn't really receive any recognition, so it's too bad. But the next up, Vivi. This is this barstool philosophy show of what would be if androids were a thing, right? Right? So there's this main character who is supposedly programmed to be singing for the people, and that's her job. But then in the future something happens, and they send back this bear who tries to help her, well, prevent the massacre of robots and humans by doing something that's gonna prevent it 100 years before. So yeah, this looks amazing, and I'm loving these kind of shows. I hope it's gonna be nice. Okay, next up, I'm going to be talking about these shows very quickly, because the video is already really long, it's like 30 minutes. Jesus. Okay. I'm going to be leaving this at last, because the good shows, this is the good show that's going to be very, very underappreciated for what it is. But Super Cub, it's an anime where the main character is where she doesn't have parents because the father died, I think, and the mother left her, and so she tries to get by as she can, and she manages to buy a Honda Super Cub. This is a story about a girl finding friends and connections through buying that. So it's a slice of life, and I've seen one person, because like there are a few hundred people who know about this at all, and they said that it's a really nice slice of life anime. I'm going to be watching the first episode at least, and then see where it goes from that. It's an anime about a girl buying a Honda, but like, how? Bishonen Tanteidan. Well, this is a show about good-looking guys helping this girl. I have no idea how it's gonna be going, but from the preview it looks like they really thought about how to make something look as Persona-like as possible. So this is looking somewhat of an interesting show. A little bit of the lighter side, it's going to be filled with comedy. And I really hope it's going to be going nice. Before the last one, Odd Taxi. The show is about this narwhal taxi driver. This is about a world that's filled with animals, by the way. So if you're not into that, or you can't really watch that, then I can understand it. So basically, there's this taxi driver who does nothing, but basically gets involved in this criminal case. So it's a very serious situation in a very not serious setting. I'm not sure how to feel about this one. I think I'm going to be skipping this. But if this show is good, let me know. And the last, Princess of the Snow and Blood. I don't know why is this not in the first 3 rows, at least, for the popularity chart. I mean, this show has been in the making for like half a year at least. This has been delayed quite a while. And it's about this Kimetsu no Yaiba-esque anime of a woman trying to like fight against demons. Like, this is looking amazing. How is this not in top anime? Like, look at it. So I'm just going to be letting the video run while I thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you had an amazing season, and I really hope the rest of the year is going to be going quite well. For what it is, the situation is quite uncomfortable for everybody, so please be considerate with each other. This is hard for everybody. We have anime, we can survive this, guys, and this is going to be soon over. COVID is going to be no more, as much as these demons are going to be disappearing before the blades of this very woman. I have no idea, still. I'm going to be repeating myself what this show is about, but it looks amazing. So, prepare for the next season and watch anime. Thank you guys, take care.